difficulties.
That is why I said, in spite of the economic difficulties, we still have been able to find money.
Throw your hands.
Drink
water.
We still have been able to. You are distracting me. We still have been able to find money to power those generators that they installed in excess. And so, if you want to know how Dumso has been fixed, Dumso has been fixed because the government has money. They couldn't fix Dumso because they did not have the money to power the generators. This is fact. So you shouldn't come and sit on TV and say, how dare you? And they say it so arrogantly that if you are sitting down, you may think they are speaking the truth. It's a palpable falsehood. Nobody in MPP
So now the argument is that it's because they couldn't provide the financial resources.
Have you seen Dumso since 2018? Since 2017? Since 2019? Since 2020?
You mean on the scale that
Yes. Have you seen Dumso?
Not
Why?
On that scale.
Have we installed any generator?
But
Have we installed any generator?
It stopped mid-2016.
Have we installed any generator?
It stopped mid-2016.
That's a complete false. You see, when you say this, and the people of Ghana are watching you, that is why you go to them for a re-election and they'll vote against you because they know what you are saying is false. 2017, even in February and March, there was Dumso. The NDC chairman then, over some people, granted an interview to Kwame Sefakai. I have the interview here, where he said that if Ghanaian had listened to them and extended their stay, they would have fixed it in 4 years. If it was fixed, what was he talking about? Go and listen to what John Jinapo said in 2017 March, and you're saying it was fixed. Where in this country was Dumso fixed in 2016?
At the time that we're having
Even at the time we're going into election in December 2016, lights were going off. As part of the Electoral Commission's preparations was a serious investment into providing backup electricity and energy for almost all the 36,822 polling stations. 38,622 polling stations. And we are here saying that NDC fixed Dumso. Why are we doing this to ourselves? And then we give them that impetus.
The Electoral Commission
we give them that impetus. They sit on TV and then they speak. And then they speak.
The Electoral Commission, the Electoral Commission's preparation towards the 2016 election was to have a system that also had a UPS capacity.
The fact
and that
is that
UPS capacity is still available, or was still available into the 2020 general election.
December 2016.
Will be available into the 2024 general elections, and that's the truth.
The fact is that's at 6 December 2016.
Is it not normal that even ordinary computers with UPS or CPUs, etc., have...
okay. Let me help you end this conversation.
Yes, please.
So I am telling you, and a lot of Ghanaians watching.
I'm listening. Yes.
Recently I went to Japan, they watched TV3, so it goes that far. I'm telling you that as of 6 December 2016, there was Dumso in this country, and we campaigned on Dumso. And the people of Ghana, one of the reasons why they voted for MPP in 2016 was because they had an energy crisis.
Dennis, do me this favor. The mic in front of you, push it forward a bit.
It's one of the reasons why.
Because the way you're agitated, it's affecting.
It's one of the reasons why they lost the elections. Roland says that he believes that mid-2016, but that's what he says.
You're putting me...
Oh, but that's what he says. That mid-2016...
Is there a new style for government communicators? And when they come, they put the journalists...
Roland, but you are saying... Eduji didn't say it. You just said that
Dennis,
mid-2016
but that is not fair.
Okay, so how should I say it?
Okay, please go ahead.
You said that mid-2016...
Please go ahead.
Dumso was over.
Dennis, go ahead.
I am telling you that as of 6 December 2016, Dumso was still in this country. And in fact, Dumso was the #1 campaign conversation in the 2016 election. So if Eduji comes to say and say, how did they fix that? We didn't install any generator. We didn't install any capacity because there was excess. In fact, even today, there is excess.
Didn't we have the Vice President saying that the John Mahama administration deserves no credit for...
Yes, because
for fixing
because the Vice President in 2015 made a categorical statement that our Dumso problem is not capacity problem.
I understand.
It is financial problem.
I understand that point.
And then
but he did say that the John Mahama administration deserves no credit for solving.
So let me ask you this.
Respond directly.
No, let me ask you this. 2015, did we have electricity, stable electricity?
Oh, miracle.
2016, did we have stable electricity? No, you won't respond.
No, you're making a point. You're not supposed to ask me questions.
2017, did we have electricity?
Because if I was supposed to be responding to questions, I would have been on the other side of the table.
The fact remains that you can jump around it, spin it, turn it anyhow that you want, but the NDC installed so much generators in this country, and yet, as at the time they were leaving office in December 2016 and being sworn in January 2017, this country was in energy crisis. The energy crisis in this country was solved mid-2017. That is fact. If you have contrary views, the viewers would judge because they are the users of the electricity. And they know. It's not as if they have amnesia.
And so what the Vice President said is irrelevant.
What did the Vice President say?
I'll open a site for you. Oliver.
I am also reading what the Vice President said.
Mama saw do so, but deserves no credit for that. Why don't you open
what I've said?
You are making this program unmoderatable.
It's unfair if you say that you're being very unfair to me.
Okay.
Because you are disrupting me. If you say that you are being very unfair.
Okay, so I'm disrupting you and you're making unmoderatable.
You are disrupting me. I am telling you that this government has found money to keep our electricity on every year. And I am telling you that it is a fact. And every citizen in this country knows that in December 2016, even as of 6 December 2016, this country went into an electoral polls with Dumso being number 1. You are saying that Dumso was solved as at the time this came to it. That's fair. I'll leave that conversation and put it aside. When the viewers finish and they're having the conversation, they will judge.
All right.
Now, to the issue of the haircuts and the debt sustainability issues.
And the gold.
Let me make a point that, you see, I told you from the beginning that this country at this moment, there are 2 categories of citizens. Those who are willing and ready to rally behind the flag and get a solution to our challenges. And those who want to gain capital, political capital out of it. So if you're going to speak with economists, I suggest that you speak with neutral economists, not those we know. I mean, Professor Gachi is a known NDC member. So his views are definitely skewed.
Okay, so who is a neutral economist? So that my producer will take cognizance of that fact. Oliver, please take, give me some names so that the next time we'll be calling them when you're on the show.
No, please stop. If I call names, I'll call pro.
No, but it's not fair. We call somebody who is regularly.
Is it a false? Why don't you pick on my fact? Professor Gachi is a known NDC member.
Okay, no problem. So he's called by Joy FM, Joy News. He's called even by Peace, Metro TV, UTV, Adom. He's called by City. He's quoted in the Daily Graphic, the Ghanaian Times. He's a known NDC member, you say, but he's still quoted. And then you are saying that we should not be calling him because he's a known NDC. Is that what you're saying?
You know, sometimes you make the conversation on this show very, very difficult, especially when you pick and choose. Let me make my point.
Are you talking about me or it's a general?
No, the same way you said I'm making it unmoderatable.
Okay.
You know what? I am telling you that economics is an art and it can be science. It depends on how you argue it.
I think we all know that. At least we all did some basic.
Can I flow? It depends on how you argue it out. It is no lie that in this country we have economists. They have ended.
Please speak on the gold and
MPP and pro NDC. Professor Gachi is a known NDC member who was even lobbying to be vice presidential candidate.
Please give me the list of neutral consultants.
In fact, he wanted to contest the K2 North seat or the MPP. And so if you call him in the morning to give you his views on the economy, which is run by a government that he is anti or in opposition to, what views are you expecting from him? I'm only saying that I'm not the one to give you names.
So give me the names.
I am not the one to give you names. It's up to your production to ensure that if they want balance. Even if you call Professor Gachi, call another pro-MPP person. It's up to you to find that pro-MPP person.
So we shouldn't be calling.
No, but you cannot put a pro-NDC person on air and not allow the other side of the conversation to be held for the people to be well informed. Because that conversation from Professor Gachi, non-NDC member, is skewed.
His response is not economic.
It's skewed. The word skewed doesn't mean it's not economic. So the word skewed, I'm not saying he's not an economist. I'm not saying he's not competent. I'm not saying he's not qualified. He is. But his views are skewed. And it's supported by the fact that he is a pro-NDC member. I mean, who doesn't know? It's fair for the people who are viewing you to know. Because we cannot pretend that the people are listening.
So, Professor Bokpin?
I don't know. The production should determine that.
But
I don't know. I'm not the one to give you names. I'm not the one to give you names.
Professor Kote. We call Professor Kote.
Why are you the producer?
We call Professor Kote. We call Professor Bokpin. We call Professor Gachi. We call Lord Mensa.
Whoever you call. You haven't called him. Whoever you call.
But we call him.
Bro.
This morning, have you called Lord Mensa?
You have.
But we call him.
I am only telling you that this morning on your show,
you are losing
which people are. Oh, would you stop?
No. He's losing the show.
He's
losing the show.
Then it's good.
But why? The show is not just about the issues we discuss. We have to discuss the show in Wallis. I'm telling you that you want to discuss economics. You want your viewers to be informed. You have called a pure pro NDC professor. That is fact. He wanted to be vice president. He wanted to contest K2 North constituency seats. His views are
so skewed. We shouldn't call him again.
No. If you call him,
I didn't know that he wanted to do all this.
Call another view that will balance the conversation. That's what I'm saying.
Like
it's so difficult. I don't know. Your producer should know them. But why? On what basis did you call him? Did you call Professor Gachi?
Because he's the
Oh,
king
please,
of the
it's
investment
not.
of...
It's because he's an NDC.
Are you serious?
Yes. Why not?
Point to me.
But
We're going for... You are not done.
But you disrupted me with Professor Gachi's issue. I asked me a question.
Are you rude? Said that he was
I haven't
NDC.
spoken on the gold issue. Why?
Okay, please gold issue. Go ahead.
On the issue of gold, Roland, I think that, again, if you listen, I have listened to the Vice President and his explanation. And when I hear his views on it, I think it makes sound arguments.
Yeah.
That instead of always running around and looking for dollars to go and import these oil. You know, oil alone consumes almost about $400 million every month. Yeah, every month.
50 or
more every
150.
month. And that's running into about 4 billion or 5 billion every year, thereabout. And for which reason it always puts pressure on our citizens. And that is one of the reasons why our depreciation of the city is running that fast. And so the Vice President thinks that, listen, we are mining gold in this country. Can we begin to buy the gold in cities from these mining entities so that we are holding the gold? It means that we bought it, but we didn't go look for dollars to purchase them. And then when we are buying our oil, this gold is something that everybody needs. Instead of going to look for dollars to go and purchase this oil, we'll now give them gold. They give us the oil. It comes to the country. It reduces the pressure in looking for the dollar. Then the little dollars that we have can now go to service all the other things that we really cannot generate from here. Don't forget, if you look into the budget, there are other things being done to still reduce the demand for the dollar, like the support for local production, especially into rice and all the things that the president spoke about, the support for local industries to be able to show up their production and all that. I think we should really give the backing to this particular suggestion or this policy from the Vice President and see how it would turn out. And for me, I think if it begins to show strong signs, then we probably must increase it from the 20% purchase that we want to do to maybe a higher minimum threshold to really utilize. Because I hear UK, US, one of the things that is really giving them strength for their currency is actually the sort of gold deposit that they have in their treasury. And for a country like Ghana that is producing so much gold.
So when is the oil supposed to come in?
No, I mean, this is a policy. I really have no idea. I'm sure there are a lot of things that needs to be done. I heard the Lands and Mineral and Lands Resources Minister itemize certain specific actions that is going to be done, even in the purchase of the gold from the mining industries and all of that. I'm sure a lot of things will go into it, even conversations with the BDCs and the OMCs and all of that. But all in all, it makes sound arguments. And I think it's one of the things that's probably long overdue in considering.
Let me give you only 5 minutes, apparently.
Thank you.
But you give me 2 minutes.
The 5 minutes is... No,
2
I mean,
minutes.
for
Okay, I'll
all
give
the
him 2 minutes.
Give me 2
So
minutes.
the 5 minutes.
So we're going...
First of all, I realize that my brother's expertise is in local governance. Clearly, if you look at Ghana Web, 18 September 2022, Osechi Mensah Bonsu admits Mahama stopped doing so, but at a cost. So this one, it settles the matter.
Okay.
Of course, unless, of course, it says he's more knowledgeable than Chief Mensah Bonsu, you know. But you see, what are the issues?
You also pick and choose.
Anytime, hold on. Anytime.
You'll give me the economic professor's names that we should record.
Anytime our Vice President comes out with a policy proposal, I want to handle it with a little bit of caution. Like we lawyers will say, buyer beware. Because you see, you are talking about a man whose credibility is suspect. I say this because, if you recall, we were in this country when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came out with this sino-hydro barter arrangement. You recall? As we speak, we are yet to process even a kilo of bauxite, let alone create an escrow account to put the money in and start paying for the sino-hydro money.
But the money has come. The rules have been done.
The truth of the matter is that when he said that we're going for $2 billion for the sino-hydro deal, we have so far drawn down 600 million, right? Out of this 600 million, next year, the money will be due for repayment. But we said we're going to do the repayment with bauxite. We don't even have a bauxite factory in place, let alone to think of how. So now, it is the taxpayer that is going to do this. I am saying that Bawumia had come out with some of these fanciful theories And today, we are where we are. He should move away from the classroom with the greatest respect and come back to the reality of Ghanaian life and to appreciate that, yes, all things being equal is what we say in class. But, when you come to the real world life experience, things don't work in that way. You see, this whole issue of, we use gold for oil, we'll use this for this. We have experimented some of these things in the past before, and we know where it is. The problem that we are facing today is that our international reserve has completely been depleted by the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia administration. And that is why today, because we are no longer getting Eurobond, which used to show up, that is the challenge that we are having. Do you know that as we speak, the cocoa syndicated loan had already come, and the oil imports alone had already taken that money away.
It eroded it.
Exactly. So this is where we are. So economic quagmire. There's nothing out there. But you see, what we need to appreciate is that the current managers of the economy are simply clueless. They have moved into the realms of experiments. They are experimenting with our life.
You think this is experimentation?
Yes, it's experiment.
There's something that came up in my mind, though. I was thinking that we also drill oil. And I'm thinking our tour has been inefficient.
So you see,
I was asking,
can you imagine?
If the last 6 years,
let me just give you a simple scenario. We went for 3 billion CDB loan.
Yes.
1 billion we use it to build a gas infrastructure project. That project alone saves us annually $350 million from the gas LPG that we give to the power plants and others. Ordinarily, we're going to buy diesel and crude oil in order to power this power plant. That is significant saving. We have done $11 billion of Eurobond, but TOR is down. What it tells you is that the over-concentration on consumption, instead of projects that have the capacity to repay, is where we regrettably find ourselves in. So this whole idea that, going forward, we're going to use gold more like a butter for our oil and what have you, it's one of those things that usually... it's not about pessimism. Category of the citizens. I am saying that...
So he's a pessimist.
As we speak today, you heard our president... Hold on. As you speak, you remember our president about a month or two ago telling us that there will not be any haircut. Correct. But today we are aware
it is
that
not
government is going to do a haircut.
That does it tell you? It is not a haircut.
So the neutral economists are who?
And your producers will find out.
No, I'm telling you that these are the list of people. No. Look, these are the list of people. We have Professor John Gachi, Professor Lord Mensa, Peter Kwate. No, please. I mean, you can't just make this. And I'm asking you. And I'm asking you. And I'm asking you, who else should we call?
I will go and find out about that.
We call Professor Edusa Kode. You know him.
You can't get away from this. Professor Gachi is public knowledge. He's the one I'm speaking of.
Who's public?
Your public? No, it is there.
It is your public.
Everybody
your public knowledge.
Should go and Google Professor Gachi. It is there. Why are you trying to make it look like
Stop listening.
No, but it's fact.
You and I off record. We are friends.
No. Yes, but here we are friends. It is fact.
Hold on. When we were in the university, we were taught by professors that we knew their political...
Exactly.
Hold on. But we never associated the learning with their political...
That is the academic view.
He has contested. He is wearing the Dennis contested.
Professor Gachi was my mate in law school.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable. Question the knowledge instead of the person.
Read it.
Question the knowledge.
Read it. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm saying
read it. You don't want to read. You are pushing it back to me.
Question the learning.
Read it.
Hold on. If the man says that when we say haircut, debt restructuring, 3 things are affected: interest, principal, and tenor. Question these 3.
That exchange is not the same as
it's the same thing.
It's not the same.
It's the same thing.
He has killed the conversation.
You know that
and it's simply because he is colored.
4 international consultants to deal with our foreign bondholders, to deal with the domestic bondholders, and to deal with you and I.
Roland,
in terms of
there's
our
nothing
bond.
you can do to
Why
change the color.
are they dealing with
His
the
color
bond
is
holder?
green,
One,
white,
to
and
change
black.
Dennis
that.
Miracle,
There's nothing
Miracles Abuaje.
Yes, it's fact.
Please,
You can't
challenge the knowledge.
I won't.
Dennis is a presidential staffer
like you
in
saying
charge
that. It's like
of
you saying
local
that.
government and decentralization. Former MCE for Ikape North, Edwigi Tamaklo is a legal practitioner. And thank you for joining us. You can get more updates. And we have live matches from Qatar 2022. And also Ghana is playing today. That's why we're in our justice today. Make sure you send out the messages. Go look out for TV3 Ghana across social media. We're Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Always the hashtag TV3Newday. We're going for a break. We'll be right back. Come back, wrap up quickly, and then we'll have some great insight today.